Hey, this is Johnny Bean, Dave Nesdahl.
Hey, nice
We
to see you again.
we are
It's only
back.
been what, a couple hours, an hour two, hour and a
It's
half.
been a couple. It's probably been like 3 hours. It was almost noon, I think, when we did the other one. Now it's almost 4, and the other one was about half an hour, I think.
Yeah, okay.
So it's been a little while. It's been a little while. Let me go ahead and share some links as always,
Okay.
which I should have done
What are we
before.
talking about today?
I should have done this before I hit broadcast, but um, this guy Pascal, Pascal from France. He sent me a message Monday, and he says, "Hi Johnny, it's Pascal from France. Still regularly viewing and sharing your YouTube lessons on my Facebook page. Thank you very much, man.
Nice.
Um, I want to redo my Frankie properly. So apparently he has a Frankenstein style guitar and he wants to redo it. I need really good stripes, paper or vinyl, but U.S. origin. Um, and where can I find the best models of stripes before white coat and red coat? High def data to have a precise job. Not easy to find in France. Do I need to sand black and white coat? Easiest for me to receive an answer at. He gave me an email address, but I told him that we would just make a video for him. Many thanks, my friend Pascal from France. Um, so I think as far as him wanting to redo his paint on his guitar, I think that's what he's asking.
Mhm.
How would you recommend him doing this?
Um, well, I have the answers, um, but I'm not going to go through them until you're done with the with putting the links up. So I think what he wants to do is he wants his guitar to look like this, and for that to happen, God, this is a heavy guitar. For that to happen, you do need some good striping tape. Uh,
So that's what he
and
was asking for. When he was saying paper or vinyl, he was asking
yes,
about the tape.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, that's one of the questions. And then he wanted to know if he should sand between each coat, like sand the black and then sand the white. Um, but I have the answers for him, and it should be pretty easy for him. Just let me know when you're ready to start, and we'll do that.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, this has been recorded, so it'll be
Okay.
watched uh,
All right.
by people regardless if it's live right now.
Uh huh. Yeah. Sure. Sure. All right. Well, first of all, um, in my opinion, I think the best striping tape is vinyl. The company is 3M, the the number three and the letter M. And your best bet, the best place to get them is from an auto body supply, an auto shop, like an auto barn, that type of place. Pet boys, pet boys,
Pep.
pep boys, pep boys. Yeah. Also, the place to get the paint as well. Duplicolor is the name of the paint. The red paint is going to be Super Red 2. The white is going to be Wimbledon White. And I can't remember what the black is. I think it's called Beautiful Black or something. It's just black. Now, you want the vinyl tape because it's going to leave the sharpest stripes. It's going to leave the sharpest lines. The paint's generally not going to go under the tape. It's not going to bleed. But some bleeding is okay because Eddie Van Halen never did anything perfectly. It's not a perfect science. And it is sloppy. This black stripe here doesn't have a sharp edge to it. It just looks like it's been ripped off. So it's like a controlled chaos, if you will. So one thing to think about, one thing you need to do is you need to use very thin coats of paint as well, because you don't want, when you're pulling the tape off, you don't want a big lip of paint. You don't want to be able to really feel the stripes. You can feel them, but they shouldn't be very big, where you feel them. In some areas it will be, but in a lot of areas it shouldn't be. It should feel like it's one, like one coat. As far as sanding, you don't really need to. You don't need to sand. You put your black paint on, and the tape. Once you, well, here's let me back up 1 second. I don't know if you've done this before to the guitar, because I guess you've already painted it once. But on top of the bare wood, you should use wood sealer, so that the grain of the wood doesn't seep into the grains. So it actually adheres nicely, and you don't see the grains of wood underneath the paint. So you use the sealer. Then you use the black paint, and you put 2 or 3 coats of very, very thin black paint on. You let it dry. You don't have to sand it. You let it dry, put the tape on. Then you paint it white. Very thin coats, maybe 2, 3 coats. 4. Don't glob it on. It doesn't need to be big, heavy coats. Very thin, just very thin, until the whole guitar is covered with white. This way you don't get any runs, you don't get any big blotches. It doesn't orange peel. I would wait, if you're going to do this in the summertime or in the springtime around now, I would wait about an hour before you pull the tape off. It gives the paint a nice enough time where it will start to cure, and it won't it won't bleed, it won't rip off. So you pull that off. At this point, you're going to feel edges on each stripe if you put a little too much paint on. It's okay. Now what you can do is you can use very, 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 very fine, like wet sand paper. Wet sand. Or you can use, instead of wet sandpaper, you can use like a compound, like a rubbing compound on say a white T-shirt, something, just a garbage T-shirt, and just lightly rub it on the stripes, so that the edges of the paint, so that the edges of the stripes aren't so sharp. They're not gonna, you won't feel the edges. It'll be smooth. Don't do it so that all the paint comes off, but very light, very little bit, very lightly do that, and then wipe it off. Then from that point, what I did on my guitar is I put a very light coat of clear paint on, so that when you do wear through the red, it doesn't also wear through the white. The white will always stay on. Dries, then you stripe it up for, you stripe it up again, and you paint it red. And then again, you after the red is on and it's dried and you pull the tape off, you're going to do the compound again, so that all the white stripes underneath the red are nice and smooth, or as smooth as you can get them. It's going to be rough because there's no clear coat on the guitar. It's just paint, because that's the way Eddie's guitars were. They were always rough. But you want to get it as smooth as possible. If it's too smooth, it won't look realistic. If it's too shiny, it won't look realistic. There's a happy medium, and it just takes practice. And the more of these things that you do, the easier it'll become. So that's really how you do it. Now, if you're going to relic the guitar and do all this stuff, then you need to mask all this stuff off. You need to use the tape to get it kind of this way before you put the red on, because that's not rubbing through. You're not rubbing through that to with sandpaper to get it to look like that. That's that starts with masking all this stuff off.
So it's backwards.
Well, you would think. Any large area of relicking like that, that's all masked off. Like on the 5150 guitar where you see all the paint missing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not paint rubbed off. That's just not painted over. So you got to mask the whole area the way you would want it to look, and then with the jagged edges with with like an X-Acto knife to get the edges jagged. And once it's all painted and all that tape comes off, then you can use some light sand X-Acto knife to make the edges look like it was rubbed. But that's how you do it. You don't rub through all the paint once it's on there, because it'll be a big mess. It's just not the way you do it.
Mm-hmm. So it's relicked first?
No, it's
before you paint it?
It's not. Yeah, it's kind of relic as you go on. As you go, relic each stage. Like when it's black and white. When the guitar is black, there's no relicking. Once you stripe it up and put white on, then you got to relic it to make it look like the black and white guitar after it's been beat up.
Mm-hmm.
You put the red paint on, and then all the relicking like this. All this relicking here on the black, this is done while it's black and white. See all these things, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's done while it's black and white. And then when you tape it up, it still looks that way for the red.
Right.
All this stuff on top. The parts that you don't really see all the time. This whole mess here, it's just, you just gotta take your time. The amount of time it takes to relic a Frankenstein, and I'm not talking 5150 guitar, I'm not talking any other, I'm talking about the Frankenstein. It takes about 100 hours to 150 hours to relic it properly. It takes a long time to do that, and you got to be patient, or else it won't come out right. And then you'll be pissed off that you didn't do it correctly. When you take on this build, you have to be super patient, and you have to be able to wait. It's you gotta realize that it's Eddie playing it as it was, well, maybe not 10, but a good solid 7 years after it was painted red. It's a good solid 7 years of him using it as his really the only guitar every day, every night, in and out. So all that time and all that relicking, that didn't happen in a week. That happened over like 7 years.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And to get like 7 years worth of relicking, it's not easy.
when it was red.
Then the neck, then the neck. This is, this is not me playing it. Well, some of it is, but this it takes a lot of work to get it to look like this. Otherwise, it's a white piece of maple. This is hard in itself to relic the neck to make it look like it's been played forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there are tricks. This little area here, this the tape onto the guitar to make it look like that. We actually melted it.
Mm-hmm.
Because up here is where he had the tape to tape his strap on, and then it was on there for what, a year maybe, or however long it was on there, and the residue of the tape that was left when he took the tape off.
Mm-hmm.
In order to make it look like the residue, we actually melted it.
Well, it probably was melted on the real thing. That's why it's left over. It's melted.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
But like I'm saying, this is not taking a piece of sandpaper and making it dirty. This is actual tape that was melted onto the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
The shiny electrical tape.
Yeah. Oh man, before I started using this stuff to stick my picks to the guitar,
Gaffer tape, yeah.
years ago, gaffer's tape or duct tape or whatever. Mm-hmm. When I first started playing the guitar and I started doing the sticking the picks on the guitar thing, I first started using electrical tape. Oh, here
right.
I first started using this stuff. And where I lived at the time, it was, summertime, very hot. You're playing your guitar outside through your amp, getting the cops coming out, all that stuff. And so I used to have, this stuff stuck to my guitar with picks stuck on it, and this stuff melts. So it would just melt on my guitar, and you would take your pick off when you're off the guitar with this stuff, it'd be sticking to your fingers, because the stuff, it just melts onto it. It melts on the guitar. I would not, I wouldn't use this stuff in place of this stuff if you're doing the sticking the picks to your guitar routine, because you'll just be left with sticky fingers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
it gets all over your guitar. It makes a mess, So I can totally see why there's that schmutz or whatever left over on that top horn.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was Vinny that just texted me. He wants me to call him afterwards because he wants to place that order. 5150.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So basically, that's pretty much it when it comes to the how do you do it and the stripes and stuff. You got to make sure, first of all, the striping tape is expensive. It's not cheap, and you definitely want the vinyl 3M tape from any automotive store. They have it. It's going to be blue. Some of it's going to look blue. It's going to be a blue color. It's going to be like a yellowish color. Depending on the size of the tape, it'll be a specific color. It may be red, it may be green. The sizes you're going to need are 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/8 inch.
Mm-hmm. Brent Cohn says try black Gorilla Tape. Yep. LOL, it works great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. There's also a piece of tape. This black right here, that's a piece of duct tape, black duct tape that Eddie had on his guitar to tape his cable. Like every night you'd see her and he would tape his cable against the guitar, and when it's in the hole, it doesn't. It will never. It won't go far. It won't come out because it's taped to the guitar. So this was actually left on. You know,
his wireless cable.
Yeah, his wireless cable. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you would see the black tape. Sometimes you'd
Sometimes
see
it would be white.
white.
Sometimes it would be black. Yeah.
And you would see it. Sometimes you'd see it on the
It-
front of the guitar.
Yes, well, it would be. It does. It would have been on the front of the guitar. It would have come from the back and been over it like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, watch some live shots from like 1980,
yeah,
81.
yeah.
Look at some live photos, and you'll notice the tape stuck to the guitar there. So that if you've always wondered what that is, that's to hold his wireless cable in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as the guitar looks right now, today, that little piece of tape is still on there.
Cool. Very cool.
Hope that answers the question. You know,
Pascal.
yeah,
Pascal.
no, yeah, Pascal. The only other thing
Pascal.
that I can think of that you probably didn't do, which you should probably do, is and maybe you did do it. See, it's a 4-bolt neck, correct? Looks like 4 bolts in there,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny. So it's actually a 6-bolt neck, and under this plate, countersunk into the wood, are 2 more bolts right in the middle. And that was so that when he would do jumps off the drum riser, the neck wouldn't shift and go out of tune. Because a lot of times with just these 4 bolts and you jump in 15 feet in the air, when you land, that's a hard landing. And that neck will shift. It'll move and your guitar will be out of tune. So what he did is he countersunk 2 more screws into the neck underneath this plate. So
on the
that's what's under
Frankie?
here as well.
On the
Yes,
Frankenstein?
that's where it
On
started.
which neck?
I guess it would have started. I would imagine it started around 81, 82 is when he started to do the 6 bolts.
Mm-hmm. Starbucks.
And the reason why I say that is because when he went to Kramer in early 82, I guess it was late 81, early 82, they were putting 6 bolts on his guitars. Paul Unkert said that if you didn't see the extra 2 bolts on this plate in the middle here, that the 2 bolts would be under the plate countersunk. And he says it started with this guitar. They started doing it with this guitar. And every other guitar that Kramer built him had 6 bolts, whether it was in the plate or underneath the plate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So is it like that on the 5150 as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Underneath?
6 bolts.
Underneath?
2 underneath.
Or
yeah. Mm-hmm.
because I know I saw the was it the Neptune? I think the Neptune, you can see all 6 on
Yes,
the
the 2 bolts. Right. Yep. Yep.
And some other, there's been some replicas, either painted by Eddie himself or roadies or whatever, where you can see 6 bolts.
6 bolts. Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. Paul also told me that when he countersinks the holes underneath, that he has little flanges, little metal grommets that that he puts into the wood where the screw goes into the grommet where it's not in the actual wood.
Mm-hmm.
The grommet is in the wood and the screw goes into the grommet through the neck, through the body into the neck.
And that works as a tightener?
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah. So that the screw, as you tighten it, doesn't go all the way through the wood.
Yeah. And plus you can't get to it once it's like that. So it keeps it in place underneath.
Yeah.
Keeps it tight.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool. That's very cool, man.
Oh man.
I just started adding two
So
more bolts to all my guitars, dude.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know how much jumping around you do, but if you're going to jump around, it doesn't. I don't think it adds to the sustain of the guitar at all. I just think that if you're really moving the guitar around, if you're really banging your head or jumping around, it'll help with stability.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But
definitely.
yeah, I don't think you'll need to do it if you're not doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just keeps everything straight.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you take the neck off to do anything you need to do, you got to remember that there's two more bolts under there. So don't take the four bolts off and try to rip the neck off, thinking, "Oh, it's just stuck in the pocket," because you'll hurt the neck.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a cool trick to show your friends. You have the neck plate fall off, and then you're like, look, you're still playing.
Yeah.
But you're like, you're bending the neck,
Very funny.
making, the whammy dives with just your neck, like a wet noodle or something.
Yeah,
Oh, too funny. Huh? Who
it
said
is
that?
funny.
Brent Cone says, I like the extra bolt deal. Just saying. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
it's
good
a
idea.
cool. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And yeah, it really helps if Brent, if you're going to be out there jumping around with your guitar.
Because we all know how much I jump around when I play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I jump around myself. I mean, it depends on the group I'm playing with, the style of music. You know, if it's rock, if it's actual, rock and stuff. Yeah, yeah. You jump around, you move, you groove. But if you're
Yeah,
playing, if you're playing some snoozy wedding, or I don't know, uh, probably not too much jumping around there.
no, no,
Unless
not
you,
jumping
unless you're
around.
that
But I,
drummer. Remember that video of that drummer where he was
I
just
will
like going
not.
crazy?
That's
Remember
true.
that? Was he?
Yeah,
Unless you're
yeah.
that guy, that guy needs two extra bolts
In his drum stool.
in his drum.
I won't make fun of wedding guitar players and wedding bands because I was in a wedding band for 25 years. That's how I was able to afford all these guitars.
Mhm. No, I'm not making fun of him.
So, oh
I'm
yeah,
just
but
saying
I
if
a lot of people make fun of guys in wedding bands. It's like, dude, yeah, I'm not exactly playing the music that I love to play, but look at all these guitars, man. I got a lot of toys, and that's because I was in a wedding band.
Mhm.
So now a lot of people think, well, he's got to have a lot of money. Well, the wedding band helped me out a lot. Playing music for a living, whether it be oompa oompa music or the latest techno or whatever. You're in a monkey suit. It's awfully nice to get paid a lot of green in cash right after that wedding, and I did it for 25 years.
so you've seen a lot of
So
weddings.
I've seen a lot of weddings. I've seen everything that you could possibly see at a wedding. If you could think of something happening, whether it be good or bad, I've seen it. It's crazy. I have stories that we can make. We can do hangouts on the stories alone that I have from playing weddings for 25 years.
Cool, cool.
It's crazy.
We'll be doing that right after this.
Yeah.
We'll put on our tuxedos. Did you ever play divorces?
We did one. Did one. A divorce party, yeah.
What about separations? Do you play
No.
separations?
No, no separations, just a divorce. We did one divorce party. $10,000 later for a divorce party.
What is is that even a divorce party? What
Yeah, yeah.
were they
Some
both there, or you were just
the
playing for
well,
one side?
no, no, one side. Yeah, the bride side. She had a divorce party. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. You got to tell some stories, man. I think yeah, I think that's a good idea. We should do some hangouts with some stories. And yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Anybody out there watching this or whatever, if you play live, play shows, yeah, let's do that. Let's do a hangout with people, musicians. Tell us your horror stories of playing a gig. Maybe does
Mhm.
that fits in, right?
Sure.
Sort of.
I'll tell you one quick one.
Okay.
We're setting up for the party where it was a big wedding. I don't know, 300 or 400 people. It's crazy. Big Italian wedding. And we start we you know we're into the first set of music where I think we either just finished the dance part of the music and everyone was just about to sit down for for either a toast. Yeah, the toast. It was the toast. And the bride and groom stand up, and I don't remember if it was the maid of honor or the best man. One of those two were making the toast, and the bride fell off the dais and she broke her femur. Ambulance came, took her away. They stopped the whole wedding. Breakdown, and everyone had to leave. They didn't want to finish the party. The
Wow.
biggest bone in your body, and she broke it, falling off the dais. Crazy.
I'm sure there's video of that.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sure there is.
Absolutely. Thing is, it wasn't like, oh well, party's over, party's over. They waited like a good hour and a half to get, to get the, like the father of the bride had to, once she was whisked off to the hospital, the father of the bride was making, he was coming up with his decision whether or not to keep the party going or not, and he decided against it. So we waited there like an hour and a half with no music, just sitting on the bandstand waiting. It was insane.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't yawn. Dang. Well, hey, if any of you guys, if you guys can beat that, yeah, let's do a hangout
Yeah.
with
That's
the store with gig stories, whether good or bad. Anybody who's watching this right now, we'll do that.
Anything you could think of, anything you can think of, I've dealt with it at a wedding. Anything you can.
Oh yeah.
I've dealt with um, the groom cheating on the bride in the wedding party at the wedding, like in the bathroom. I've dealt with a grandfather dying on the dance floor.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The stories that I could tell you, they're all crazy. And I did probably between 70 and 100 weddings a year for a good
wow.
20 years, and a good 20 years, and then the last 5 they kind of started petering out a little bit, like, so we do like 40 weddings a year, 40 to 50 weddings a year.
Well, nobody gets married
And
anymore.
it's the same band. It's same band, same members. We were our own bosses, so we made all the money, and we didn't have to give the money to, we didn't have to give, money to anyone. We kept it all. So, imagine for 20 years doing at least 70 weddings a year. So that's 2 a weekend at least. At least, 3 a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday sometimes.
Do people get married on Sundays?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You think like Saturdays? Not Fridays. Who gets married on
A
Friday?
lot of Americans, a lot of Jewish people. Uh, we've done Greek weddings. We've done just ridiculous. We've done ridiculous stuff. That's Vinny. Vinny, I can't take your call right now, buddy.
Is that a wedding call?
That's
Dave,
Vinny's
hurry
getting
up. We
married.
need you.
Yeah.
You ever seen like the pregnant bride like water break? Like right there?
No. What did I see?
You ever see a
I've seen
baby
a
fall
pregnant bride. I've seen pregnant brides, but not having the baby there.
You ever see a baby
I've
fall?
seen.
You know that photo everybody posts of the baby holding the Frankenstein? You ever seen a baby fall out with the guitar and start rocking? Okay, that was just dumb.
So
I'm sorry.
funny. Yeah.
I'm laughing though.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. Well, you got to kill time. Okay. All right. So maybe we're good. Oh, Brent Cohn says, what model pickup is in that guitar? I'm assuming
In this
probably
guitar,
that one. Yeah.
this guitar here, this is a prototype Frankenstein pickup that was given to us by someone at Fender. Well, actually, yeah, it was given to us. Um, it's a relict Wolfgang pickup, not Wolfgang. I'm sorry, Frankenstein. It's a relic Frankenstein pickup that has not been autographed by Eddie.
Hmm.
Because it's not the actual Frankenstein pickup. It's not the one that he signed off on. It's like one that was just previous of it. Like maybe it wasn't hot enough or it was too hot or whatever. So they tried another version of it.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a gift from someone at Fender from the leftovers.
Hmm. That's very cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah, I know when they were designing those pickups, uh, or any pretty much any signature. Uh, what am I trying to say? Part like pickups, signature, whatever amps. They go through a million prototypes, tons of them until it gets to the one they like.
Right.
The
That's right.
one that works. So there's like.
So let me see if I can get a close up of it. By the way, that was Teddy that just texted, and he said, "Don't forget to tell everyone about where the secret little piece of tape is that's still on the guitar." I don't know if you can see. I can't get the guitar any closer, but that's a relic pickup. So the piece of tape that's still on the guitar, taken off, is right here. It's painted over red. You can see where the red is a little darker right here. That's a piece of tape that Eddie forgot to take off the guitar. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. I'm just not talking so people can see it.
There you go.
So yeah, so that's just so if you were to take that off, it'd be white, correct?
Yeah.
So Eddie, if
Good
you're
job,
watching,
Teddy. I almost forgot about that.
Eddie, if you're watching this, take that piece of tape off so you can just screw with everybody who's made these guitars. Eddie, you should repaint that guitar. You should repaint all your stuff, Eddie, so you can make people like Dave pull the rest of their hair out. Like no
hair to pull. Maybe my eyebrows.
Make Teddy pull his hair out.
What else? Is there anything else that they need to know about this guitar?
I don't know.
I don't think there is anything else. Oh,
other
than the in the middle route, you see that little white circle where the 5-way switch is, or 3-way switch, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You still in there? What this is, Johnny, but a lot of people might not know. Back in 81 and 82, or in that area, there was a red jewel, like a ruby or whatever, that he had glued in there, so that when the lights would shine off of it, it would give off a prism-looking thing, and that's the bottom. Whatever, when the ruby fell out, that's what was left. Was just that piece of white.
Mm-hmm. What about, because there's the reflectors on the back of that.
Yeah.
What about the story about the mirror? Do you know about that?
Well, I think he got them at like a truck stop somewhere.
Yeah, but before like maybe it was before that rectangular one at the bottom, there was a big circle mirror sitting there.
Oh, you sure that was on this guitar? Was it on this guitar? Because I know he had it on the blue headstocked one. The blue headstock Kramer had a mirror on it.
That's probably they're
You
probably
think that
copying.
might have been the one that was
No,
on here
because it
that
was
he
a
was
guitar
on
he
that?
played live. He played the guitar live. I'm
Oh,
thinking it
okay.
was like early '79, right after he painted it red. I think he stuck a mirror on there, like a circle.
Okay. Well,
I've seen photos of it.
I know that there were a couple of reflectors on at that time, not as many as there are now, but there were a
Right.
couple of reflectors, and maybe you're right. Maybe it did have the mirror
Hmm. But it wasn't very long, I believe. Maybe Teddy. Teddy, do you know the story behind that stuff? I know Devin would know. I know Devin knows about that stuff. I don't know who's watching us right now. Um, the Vigilant.
on. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, question for Dave. Does Floyd Rose make? I have to log in to see the rest of this real quick. Where is it? Here we go. Hey guys, question for Dave. Does Floyd Rose make that dark gray color Floyd from the EVH standards for public use?
Dark gray.
He's talking about the Floyd.
The Floyd Rose 2 or the special.
The is the standard is it the special that's on the standard?
Yeah, yeah.
The dark ones. So like,
I honestly don't know.
oh, you don't have a standard, do you?
I don't know if you can actually buy that stuff. In Korea. But I don't know if you can actually buy that from Floyd Rose. You might be able to buy some. It won't say EVH on it, and I don't know. You might be able to get it in chrome or black. I don't know if it's available in those in that Cosmo smoky color. I'm not sure if it is.
It might be. You might be able to buy that bridge, but it would say Floyd Rose on it. It wouldn't say EVH unless you bought it.
It'll say.
Parts.
In fact, it'll probably say Floyd Rose Special on it.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can probably get that from them, I would think. And also, I don't know if you're asking us on this video. I can't see the thumbnail. I'm assuming maybe or not. So there's your answer. The Vigilant. If you're watching this, well, like I said, I can't tell.
I will say to the Vigilant, save your shekels and don't buy the special because it's not good. Don't buy it.
Get
Wait a little bit, save a little more, and
Teddy.
buy an original Floyd Rose.
Yeah. Awesome. Teddy just sent us some photos of that mirror. Awesome. Thank you very much, cool. Teddy.
Wait, can you show? Is it possible to show it so I can see it?
Yeah.
I don't think I got it.
I can show it.
Send it to me. He'll probably send it to me, but
right there.
Let's see.
Right there.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah.
If I talk that.
Yeah, I see it.
Right there.
It's right on the bottom.
Right there at the bottom.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right there, and this looks to be 79. There's the back. Yeah. The springs are all straight. There's a big mirror right there, right in the middle, and there are some reflectors.
Cool. Wow, look how thin and young he is, man.
And here's another one where you can see it. There it is, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 79. Cool. Looks to be right after it was painted red. Right there. Cool. Thank you, Teddy.
Good job, brother.
Cool.
The other, one more thing. Oh, jeez. I can't take the call. Vinny, stop. Vinny, don't call me Vinny.
Well, does he have a question?
Oh, sorry,
do you have questions, Vinny? Huh? Are you watching this, Vinny? Maybe he's not watching this.
Hang on 1 second. I'll call him right back. He wants me to help him order this body and neck is what he wants.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Hang on, I'll get him on the line.
Okay.
Hey, David.
Vinny, I can't really talk. I'm on a hangout.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Are you watching us?
Yeah.
Do you have a question? Okay.
I do have a question though, like about the paint and the stuff. They go to auto parts to get the paint and stuff.
Yes. Yes, you can go to like an auto barn, or a Napa. Places like that, places that have auto supplies. Yes, you can get the name of the paint is called Duplicolor, Duplicolor, Duplicolor.
Duplicolor.
Now the red one is going to be Super Red 2. The white is going to be Wimbledon white. Like Wimbledon, the tennis. The Wimbledon white. And I believe the black is called Beautiful Black, or I can't remember exactly. It's something black. But any black will do, just as long as it's black. Not high gloss. You do not want high gloss. You just want regular black.
No, we don't want no high gloss. I'm sorry to have bug you, but
go ahead.
My friend and I are going to order the body and the neck from Music Craft, and we really would like some help.
Well, can you? I don't think they're open right now. I think Music Craft is closed for the day. But if you want, why don't you call me tomorrow? Like, how about 3:00 or so? Maybe I can help you then. Is that all right?
Yeah. Hold on.
Hi, David.
Hello.
Hey, my name's Jerry Ann. I'm a friend of Vinny.
Hi, Jerry Ann. Nice to see you or meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you. If I run through this online, is there a way you could help me?
Yes. Yeah, I could.
Because there was some things on the computer options that I didn't see that were not in your message.
Okay.
And I tried calling them and I tried emailing them and I haven't heard back from them.
They're very hard to speak to. You know what? Can I call you back in like 10 minutes? Is that okay? Will you still be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I'll call you right back.
All right, sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go.
Cool.
But it was cool. It was a good question. Good question, Vinny. And nice to meet you, Jerry Ann.
So there you go, Vinny. You were in our hangout. Did you see this photo that George Lopez posted a little while ago?
No.
Apparently, Eddie was giving him guitar lessons today or something.
Oh, wow. How cool is that? Oh, is he playing Eddie's stealth guitar? I guess so.
I can't see it.
I can't tell what guitar Eddie's holding. Is that the red one?
No, he's holding one of the tobacco ones. I don't think that's. Well, the photo has some filters on it, so it's kind of hard to tell, but not. Yeah, there is a kill switch on there.
On the black one.
On the black one, yeah.
That's probably Eddie's guitar, because I know Eddie gave George a white one a couple years ago.
Right. So there you go, right there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yep.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, you're going to see it. It'll be all over if it's not already.
All right.
It'll be on all those pages that you're always looking at. Teddy created the group. That's Teddy creating the group. See, it's funny how all our phones go off.
Yeah, same time. Teddy sent the photo to the group. I guess he sent me the photo.
I see it, yeah. Is that yours, Teddy? It's a replica of of that guitar with
oh,
a mirror on it.
wait a second. Oh, wow. Look at that. Is it a replica? I guess it would be.
Awesome. Very cool. I'll show you guys this real quick.
Very cool.
That's the photo that he sent us.
Yeah. Yeah, with
Right
the big
there.
with the big reflector up in the corner.
There you go. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Thanks, Teddy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good job.
Okay. So, let's see. Thanks for the question, Pascal. Pascal. The original question about asking about the Frankenstein guitar, painting the guitar, was it? Okay, cool. Okay. So, some of these comments, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm blurry. I got to get
Oh, no.
the camera. It's the lighting, you know. I got to get better lighting. I got to work on my.
Well, at least the sun isn't blaring. The sun isn't blaring in your in your window, which is good.
Oh yeah, because it's later. The sun what's on me is a lamp, making me orange.
Right. Yeah, I see it. I see.
You know.
All the questions on this guitar.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if there's if anybody, Pascal, anybody, if you have any more questions about that, you can just leave them in the comments right down below, and we can answer your questions. And yes, as far as hangouts, there was another hangout I wanted to do today while I can. And it's so funny. I'm doing all these hangouts on a day where I said I wasn't going to do any. So, but what are you going to do?
You're available. You're available to do
I'm available.
So
That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm totally available today to do all this stuff. So that's why I'm doing it. So let's do that, and then yeah, it'd be fun to do a hangout talking about people's gig stories. Anybody, if you're looking at this right now, if you'd like to join in, I don't know when you want to do that. I don't know if you want to do it tonight.
Yeah.
If anybody,
well, let's do it. You know what? Let me call Vinny back so I can help him with his questions.
Oh yeah, what about?
And then I'll contact you. You know, you said you had something to do anyway, right? Did you have to?
Howie and I are going to go for our walk right after we hang up on this.
Yeah.
And then, are you going to that gig tonight?
No, I'm staying home.
Okay. Okay. So anybody looking at this right now, if you happen to see this, if you'd like to join us in a hangout or submit comments for a worst, what do you call it? Worst or best gig stories, horror stories, or whatever.
Yeah, horror stories.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that tonight. Let's aim for a time, and let's post that on some of these pages. See if anybody wants to jump in and do. I think that'd be fun.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. Okay, all right. I'm blurry, but it's okay. So okay, awesome. Thanks for the question, Pascal.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the stuff. Thanks for sharing. He shares these videos on his page. You know?
Cool.
So thank you very much
really
for doing that, man. We really appreciate it. And yes. So okay. All right. David Nesdall, thanks for showing us your guitar. explaining some of that stuff.
Anytime.
Thanks, Teddy, for those photos, Teddy. Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks
Van
for the
Himmel.
question for Vinny, from Vinny as well.
Yes, Vinny.
Question.
Yeah, thank you, Vinny. Thank you, Brent. Brent Cohn, for your comments.
Thanks, Brent. Mm-hmm.
He left a bunch of comments.
And thanks to everyone that watches this every day, because without you guys, we'd be talking to ourselves.
Well, yeah, well, we do talk to ourselves too.
Yeah, but we don't. We would be reaching out. We wouldn't be reaching out to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks for watching this stuff, whether it be live or later. Stuff's always available to watch. You can always comment on the stuff, no matter what it is. Like I get comments nonstop from older videos. Even from years ago, I get questions about this, comment about that, blah blah blah. So the stuff it keeps going. It lives on forever. So
yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna hang up, and we'll be back later.
Yeah.
Some more
in just a little while.
Some more stuff. Some more fun. All right. David Nesdahl. Awesome.
See ya.
JohnnyBean.com. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing, and watching this stuff. And yes. All right. See you guys soon. Later on tonight. Bye.